Yo, and welcome to a new series that I've started. I've started this series because of the new team building video that I've made recently. So in this series I basically pick a Pokemon every week and we will build a team around it by using everything that we have learned from the new team building guide. So if you guys haven't checked out that guide, please check it out. There's a lot of information that might help understanding these kind of videos. I will leave a link down below. But yeah, this week we are going to build a team around Gyarados. We are using the Jolly Gyarados. The reason we want Jolly over Adamant is because Jolly outspeeds things like Jolteon after Dragon Dance, but Adamant, if you look at it, Jolteon has 294 speed, 261 multiplied by 1.5 is 392, and that is not enough to outspeed Jolteon. So at least with Jolly Nature we will be able to outspeed Jolteon and then be able to kill it with Earthquake. So this is why we run Jolly, and the core that we are playing around is the Mag core. This core has also been explained in the team building guide, but to summarize it, Gyarados struggles to break through things like bulky water types, bulky fairy types like Clefable and Togekiss, bulky steel types like Skarmory and Ferrothorn, and Magnezone does really well against these Pokemon because it's a steel type and an electric type, and so Magnezone beats a lot of bulky water type with its strong electric type attacks. Magnezone can beat a lot of fairy types with a strong stabbed flash cannon, and Magnezone can beat those bulky steel types like Skarmory and Ferrothorn because it has the ability Magnet Pull, so they cannot switch out, and Magnezone also has access to hidden power fire, and it can always Volt Switch out against those Pokemon. And we run Choice Scarf just to outspeed opposing Gyaradoses that haven't set up a Dragon Dance. Choice Scarf also outspeeds us to Choice Scarf allows us to outspeed things like Gengar, and yeah, it's really nice to have a fast Volt Switch user on your team because you can make a lot of plays with it. But yeah, the main goal of this team is to sweep with Gyarados, but a sweeper on an offensive team always needs a wall breaker in the team, and one of the best wall breakers in the game currently in this meta is Heracross. And we run Flame Orb with Guts, and this combination is super powerful, guys, and combined with the Swords Dance, if you can ever get up a Swords Dance, oh, Heracross just destroys fat walls. It's just crazy, guys. You should play it once and you will be astonished. But yeah, we run Close Combat because it's his strongest physical fighting attack, besides Focus Punch, of course, but we do not run Focus Punch on these kind of sets, so therefore Close Combat is the best fighting type move for Heracross. Then we run Facade. Facade also gets boosted by Flame Orb and Guts, which is really great, hitting things like flying types, electric types, things like Zapdos. And our last move is Knockoff, because Close Combat and Facade can hit a lot of things, so it has a lot of coverage, but it cannot hit ghost types because Close Combat is a fighting type attack, Facade is a normal type attack, so those attacks are not effective against ghost types. Therefore we have Knockoff, so we can predict incoming Gengar switches, we can set up on things like Cofagrigus with Choices and knock it out with Knockoff. We can set up multiple Swords Dances against Sableye if it lets us and knock it out with Knockoff. So Knockoff is a really good item on Heracross. We are going for max speed, max attack, 4 points into special defense, because we might need to tank attacks like Scald. So having that extra point in special defense might help, and obviously we will be running a Jolly Nature. But yeah, because we are running a Gyarados is a flying type, and it does not like to switch in to Stealth Rocks. Heracross does also not like to switch in to entry hazards because it's running a Flame Orb, so it will lose health every turn. So if it also has to lose health on switch, Heracross can easily get chipped. So something that can get rid of entry hazards is really nice on the team. And the Pokemon that I'm thinking about, guys, is Tentacruel. We are running Tentacruel with a Black Sludge over Leftovers because it's a poison type, and if an opposing Pokemon ever uses Trick and is not a poison type or does not have Magic Guard, they will take the Black Sludge. So things like Switcheroo, Whimsicott might try to Trick, and then you can bring in Tentacruel, give them the Black Sludge so they lose health every turn, because Black Sludge heals poison types every turn, but Black Sludge also does damage to non-poison type Pokemon every turn. So therefore we use that item. And on Tentacruel I like to use Clear Body. You could run Liquid Ooze if you kind of want to cheese Pokemon that use Giga Drain. So instead of them healing themselves, they will lose health. But the reason I like using Clear Body is because Clear Body allows us to switch into Sticky Webs, because just read the ability. Prevents other Pokemon from lowering this Pokemon's stat. And Sticky Webs lowers the Pokemon's speed, but because Clear Body prevents Tentacruel from Tentacruel's speed from being lowered, Tentacruel will be able to rapid spin those Sticky Webs much easier away, because its speed won't get reduced, and Tentacruel is already pretty fast, and therefore he can support his team really well by removing Sticky Webs really easy before it gets knocked out by something. So we run Rapid Spin. We run Scald, of course, because it's his main attack, and it also has a chance to burn, and burn does damage every turn, and burn also halves the physical attack of the opposing Pokemon. So it's still one of the best moves in the game. Next up we are going for Toxic Spikes, because Tentacruel can switch into those Scald attacks that Gyarados does not like to switch into. Gyarados can take many Scalds, but it doesn't like to get burned, and Tentacruel doesn't mind as much, so Tentacruel can switch into things like Milotic, Suicune. It can also prevent Suicune from sweeping. It also prevents Azumarill from sweeping with Belly Drum, because Tentacruel can easily live an Aqua Jet, and Tentacruel can just haze the Calm Minds and the Belly Drums away, preventing those Pokemon from sweeping. It also is able to set up multiple Toxic Spikes against Vaporeon. So that's really nice to have, because those Toxic Spikes are also really nice for Gyarados sweeping, because the poison will also stack up. So if you get 2 layers, the opposing Pokemon will get badly poisoned. But even if you get up 1 layer, they will still lose 12.5% every turn. So that's definitely a lot. Our last move is Haze, obviously, because we just talked about it. But this prevents things like Suicune from Calm Mind sweeping, and also Belly Drum Azumarill from sweeping. And after Belly Drum, Azumarill will have lost about half of his health, and most of the times it won't even be able to get up another Belly Drum. And yeah, you basically prevent the Azumarill sweep with this set. We are running max HP, and we want to outspeed things like Heracross, Nidoking, and for that we need more than 295 speed, guys. So we are running a timid nature, and I'm going to run 144. You could run 136. That will still make you faster than Nidoking and Heracross, but a lot of Pokemon that are faster than Nidoking and Heracross are also running this amount of speed. So if you run 144, you're most of the times faster than those Pokemon. Some examples are Gliscor, some Gliscors like to run 297 or 96 to outspeed things like Nidoking. So and with this you will be faster than most of these Pokemon and being able to hit them with Scald. But yeah, we put the remaining points into defense because Tentacruel might need to tank hits from Scizor, from Azumarill, so a Play Rough from Azumarill, Bullet Punch or U-turn from Scizor. Maybe some fighting type attacks, guys. You don't always want to bring in Gyarados against this Pokemon. You want to keep him as healthy as possible because he is your main sweeper. So Tentacruel might need to take a lot of punishments from opponents. But yeah, because we run 2 water types on this team, guys, our team is very vulnerable to electric type Pokemon. Because Volt Switch, the opponent is able to spam Volt Switch on his team, which puts a lot of pressure on us. So we do need a ground type that can switch into those attacks, and one of the best Pokemon for this role is Hippowdon. You guys know that I love to use Hippowdon. I use it a lot. It does a lot of work for me, and it's still one of my favorite Pokemon to use. But yeah, also using Hippowdon gives us a Stealth Rocker, which is really nice, because I think you pretty much need a Stealth Rocker on every team, especially on a team with sweepers and wall breakers, because it adds so much pressure, and Hippowdon can easily get up those Stealth Rocks every game. But yeah, we run leftovers. You could run Rocky Helmet, but we play Hippowdon as a mixed wall, so it also has to tank special attacks. So therefore I'd rather run leftovers over Rocky Helmet. We go for the Sandstream, because Sandstream allows us to break multi-skills from Dragonites. Also gives us chip damage on opposing sweepers. So that's really nice. And our first move is Slack Off, because it's our main recovery move. Then we are using Stealth Rocks, because you should always run Stealth Rocks on Hippowdon. Next up we are going for Earthquake. It's his main stab move with 100 base power, really strong on Hippowdon, because Hippowdon has a lot of base attack himself. So Earthquake can do a lot of damage. And our last move will be Toxic. I know we already have Toxic Spikes, but the reason we want Toxic on Hippowdon is because using Toxic allows us to beat Zapdos 1v1. Because if you look at our team, Gyarados loses to Zapdos, Magnezone might lose to Zapdos because of Heat Wave, and if it's Roost, 3 attacks, Zapdos will outspeed Heracross and can do a lot of damage with Heat Wave. If it's Bolt, max defense, Zapdos, then Heracross will not be able to one-hit KO it from full and has to take a Heat Wave. And obviously Tentacruel doesn't like to take a Discharge from Zapdos, so having Hippowdon there to 1v1 Zapdos is really nice. And now we need, because we already have Gyarados and Heracross and Hippowdon, we have a lot of physical attackers on the team, so we do want a special attacker, and a special attacker of choice is Gengar, and we want to run it with a Choice Scarf. I know that using Trick on a Choice Scarf Pokemon could be really nice, especially against stall teams, but we are not going to run Trick on this set, guys. We are going to run Sludge Bomb and Shadow Ball. Those are our main stab moves. But next up we are running Thunderbolt, because with the Choice Scarf, Gengar will be faster than Opposing Gyarados is after 1 Dragon Dance, and we can knock it out with Thunderbolt. Gyarados is Gengar is also faster than Cloyster after Shell Smash with a Choice Scarf, so we can also knock it out with Thunderbolt. And our last move is Icy Wind. With Icy Wind we can do a lot of damage to Dragonite, to things like Gliscor. Just to have that extra Ice type attack, we are going to run max speed. And also with the Choice Scarf, we are also faster than Dragonite after Dragon Dance, and Dragonite cannot press Extreme Speed on Gengar because Gengar is a ghost type attack and Extreme Speed is a normal type attack. But if we are playing against Dragonite, we do need to Stealth Rocks up, because let's actually calc this. I already calced this here. And as you can see, from a Choice Scarf, Choice Scarf Gengar with Icy Wind, we put 99% of health on Dragonite, because we do need to break the multi-skill first before we attempt to attack Dragonite with Gengar. But yeah, after Stealth Rocks, Icy Wind is a guaranteed KO. So we do need to Stealth Rocks up. We can also play around with the Sandstream ability from Hippowdon to get some chip damage off on the Dragonite, because we do need the Gengar to check the Dragonite. Otherwise, Gyarados cannot break through that team because Waterfall is resisted Earthquake. Dragonite is immune to Earthquake. So having Gengar to check those Pokemon and also Cloyster is really nice. But this is basically the team, guys, so I hope you guys like this video. I will put a Pokepaste link down below if you guys are interested in trying out this team. If you guys did like the video, let me know by hitting the like button. That way I know that I can keep making these videos and that you guys will enjoy them. Also make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. I make a lot of Pokemon videos, a lot of battles, a lot of guides, and by subscribing you really support me. Also make sure to click on the notification bell to know when my videos are live for you. Also let me know who is in the notification squad down below in the comments. I would love to read those comments, and also leave another comment down below with a Pokemon of choice that you would like to get featured in one of these kind of videos. If you want, you can also put the full set of the Pokemon in the reactions down below. But yeah, also make sure to join my Discord channel, because I'm going to stream more in the future, and every time when I'm going to stream I will announce it on the Discord channel, so that way you guys will know when I'm going to stream. And that's basically it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My name is AFC Adinho, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.